I've never ever thought she needed to lose weight. It's all about that. She looked at photos and she said, oh, I'm so fat now, so loose. You know, can I have a tummy tuck? Can I But, you know, don't try and understand them. We're going to start. We are going to start, ladies and gentlemen. Are we ready?
Well, that's a fairly apathetic. But I mean, to be fair, I didn't really do a very good job of announcing myself on, did I? So you're forgiven for that. So I'll tell you what. We'll pretend that last 5 seconds never happened, shall we? Is that all right? Yeah. And then I'll announce myself on from behind this lovely fire curtain, and you can all pretend this is something far bigger than it is, and then we can get the gig started properly. Is that all right? Yeah. Listen to that, yeah. Do you know what? I think I'm actually going to do the gig from behind the curtain. No, seriously, this is so much... So there's the people behind here are far more attractive than what I've got out front. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, welcome to Egwins, the ex-BBC Home for Service People and other things we won't talk about. And welcome to the stage your host, Nik Hill! That is so much better, isn't it? That's really nice. So thank you for that. I've got to be honest, when you do like stand-up, sometimes you don't have a clue what the gig's going to be like. And I did a gig just before Christmas in Swansea, and I hadn't seen the room because the entrance was out the back, so we were sort of backstage behind the curtain. And I've got to be honest, I think the MC had overdosed a little bit on too much of Live at the Apollo. Because I was backstage, and all I heard was, "Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to go wild, I want you to clap your hands, stamp your feet, taller, raise the roof as we welcome Nik Hill." And I came through the curtains and there were 4 people sat there. Oh, really? There was a lady, young lad of about 20, and an older lady, and it was mother, son, nan and grandson. But the grandson, we found out fairly quickly, was going in the army. So both the ladies were distraught. So I left him alone. I moved on to a guy who was sat on the second row, a bit like yourself, on his own. But you're far more attractive than he was, I've got to be honest. And I said, so what's your name, mate? What's your story? And he went, "Oh, my name's Roger Moore." I thought, yes, brilliant, we've got a bit of comedy gold here. And then he followed it up with, "But I've got mental health issues and I don't really know what I'm doing here." So it's like, oh, this is fantastic. So I've got to be honest, between the 5 of us, it was just a 30-minute counselling session. And I did feel far better by the time we'd finished. So tonight, the format of tonight is I'm just going to chat to you for about 10 minutes, and I should have pressed my watch. And then we're going to have 2 acts on in the first half, because we've got another 2 acts, but they're still stuck on the M40, but they will be here. So we'll have 2 acts on in the first half, and then we'll have a little break for about 15 or 20 minutes or so you can get a beer. And then we'll have another 2 acts, and then we'll have your headliner, Ryan Mould, and then you can all go off and do whatever it is you do in Evesham on a Friday night. I'm looking at your Facebook page. That's absolutely fuck all, isn't it? I've done this gig about 3 times now, and every time I've looked on Evesham Live or something, there's always something chavvy or scummy to take the piss out. But I think you lot have got wise to that, because I looked this afternoon, nothing, absolutely, just genuine posts that were all really lovely, offering massage and window and just normal stuff, not the normal shit you get from Evesham, I've got to be honest. So fair play to you for picking up on that. Just a few do's and don'ts for the evening, in case you don't know. The bar will be closed whilst the acts are on, so please don't go and try and get a drink if you can. If you've got mobile phones, that's fine if you want to leave them on. If they do go off, we're likely to ask to have a look at it and speak to the person concerned, so that's entirely up to you. And one thing I should make you aware of is applause levels, because I've noticed over this doing comedy, and you might be aware of this or you might not as an audience, but I just want to make you aware so you know exactly where we stand. But like normally when an MC announces an act on, there's quite a bit of build up and you're all really, really keen and you applaud and you just do what the MC tells you, and that's brilliant because you're really excited. And then the act may not be up to what you thought it was going to be. And you're probably sat there thinking, shit, I applauded really hard at the start. I don't really think I should applaud as much at the end. If I don't, do you think they'll notice? Well, we fucking will. We will absolutely notice. So keep the applause levels right up there, you know, even if you're not happy. And if you're not happy with my performance, just message me on Facebook or something, oap.com, but I've got to be honest, looking at the demographic in this room, it's I wasn't sure looking at you coming in whether it was a comedy night or whether just a Saga coach trip had pulled up outside. So, cheek, was that cheek? Did somebody say cheeky? I wasn't referring to you, although now you've highlighted. Because you should never ask a lady how old they are, should you?
No.
But for you, I'm going to make an exception. Do you categorise yourself as old?
No.
Good. Well, that's fucking clear. That. Absolutely. Absolutely brilliant. I'm glad you got that off your chest. That's what's called a comedy dead alley. So I started off with every good intentions of making something funny out of it. You responded, I went back to you, and it fell completely flat on its face, didn't it? So your applause is going to be nothing. So we've just gone through, I can't believe like we're in February already, haven't we? Christmas seemed ages away. Did you have a good Christmas? Was it alright? Was it okay? Mine was all right until about a week before Christmas, and then we had some friends round, and we were just chatting in the kitchen, and one of our friends said, "Oh, you ready for Christmas then, Nick?" I went, "Yeah, pretty much so." And my wife just looked at me, glared. She said, "What did you say?" I said, "Just, I'm ready for Christmas." She said, "You've done nothing." She said, "You haven't bought any presents, you haven't written any cards, you haven't got the tree out of the loft, you haven't put up any decorations. So when you say you're ready for Christmas, what exactly do you mean?" And all I said was, "I got that book you said you wanted." Gee, the shit I got for that. But I'm not a big fan of Christmas, I've got to be honest, because we live in a fairly decent house, but we've got social housing fairly close to us, and we get carol singers round. And I don't mind, proper carol singers, but there was a knock on the door, I opened it, and there's three, they were just chavvy looking teenagers stood there. So what do you want? Sing your carol, mate? Okay. £5. £5. I gave him the £5. I was expecting something like Away in a Manger, a little tap. No, do you know what I got? Fucking Stay by E17. I said, "Boys, that's not a carol." And one of them said, "Oh yeah, but it was released at Christmas, right?" I had it then. I said, "Well, actually, because I'm a bit of a geek, it was released on November the 3rd, 1994, so I took the £5 back and slammed the door." It was brilliant. And as they walked away, I'm sure I heard one of them say, "I think he must work in a financial institution." Well, it was something that rhymed with banker, I'm not sure. So we've had the Winter Olympics start. Are we all into the... No, nothing. There was, I don't know if you're aware of this, but there's been a bit of controversy right from the start. There was a report in a German newspaper that the downhill ski jumpers, like there's so many other, no, it's just downhill, just ski jumpers, aren't they? That's what they are. The ski jumpers have been injecting something into their penises to make this is genuine, you can Google this, to make their penises girth wider. So it created like a sail on the front of their tight lycra suits to enable them to stay in the air for like seconds more. And I think that's going to be so blindingly obvious to spot who's been doing that. And it's just these blokes walking around with massive bulges. But at the same time, in the same report, there was a thing about the British luge competitors having a problem with their helmet sizes, and I thought, whoever's edited that, that's just absolutely brilliant, isn't it? And I turned it on last Saturday because I was waiting for the rugby to start, unfortunately, because I'm half Welsh, so I was near suicidal last Saturday night, but we won't talk about that. And that speed skating was on. Have you seen that? And that's meant to be really tricky and dangerous. I watched them. They're doing it with their hands behind their backs to make it look absolutely as easy as anything. And then that finished, and then the curling. I mean, that's not a fucking sport, is it? That's just like housework on ice, isn't it? That's all brushing a little thing down. You can't count that as a sport. I've got to be honest, when I sat and wrote that last little bit about the Olympics, I was really pleased with it. So you're going to have to work a darn sight harder to get my respect as an audience. Because it's not me, you know, it's clearly, it's not the material's not strong enough, it's that you're all struggling to understand how fucking brilliantly funny it is. That's what's going on. So we got Valentine's Day. Is it tomorrow? Isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. Great.
Roses are 40 quid.
40.
I bought any, but
we did celebrate Valentine's Day last year, and I phoned the florist. I did the romantic thing. Phoned the florist. Said I'd like to order some flowers for my wife. She said, yeah, no problem. Would you like a card? Yeah, I'll have a card. She said, what do you want on the card? I said, I'll just put to Lynn, all my love, Nick. And then she said, would you like a kiss on the bottom? I said, brilliant. I can be there in 10 minutes. She went, no, I meant on the bottom of the card. I said, I know, I'm a comedian, I was just making a joke. And quick as a flash, she said, I bet you don't get many gigs, which I thought... What's particularly disappointing now is that you find the fact that she thought I didn't get many gigs a darn sight better than the Winter Olympics material, which I was really pleased with. But what I particularly like is the Valentine's messages that get put in the papers. And I don't know, have you still got a weekly paper in Evesham? I think you used to have. No, we still got one in Gloucester, Gloucester Citizen, but I'll read you a couple of Valentine's messages. This one was in the Times, first of all. This is really nice. Dear nous, je t'aime, je ne sais pas pourquoi. That's class, isn't it? Yeah. I appreciate that's French and we're in Evesham, but do your best. This next one was really nice. This was in the Times as well. From bare to hair. This box is too small to tell you how much I love you. My hair from your bare. You are mine and I am yours always. That's lovely, isn't it? You're nearly throwing up there, aren't you? This one says probably everything about Gloucester you need to know. This was in Gloucester Citizen last year. Mandy, I loves you more than I do Poundland. And that was it. 2 poems which sum up Valentine's Day for me. I'll read you the first one. Your sucrose, glucose, fructose more, from head to the feet and stuck to the floor. Your Hershey's, Snickers, sweet English toffee, spit in my cup, sweet in my coffee. I love you so much I'm getting frenetic, but I can't even kiss you because I'm diabetic. And this one, that's my phone going off. It's probably the 2 acts telling me they're still stuck on the M40. This one probably sums up how I feel about my wife, I've got to be honest. You and I are in love. When you laugh, I laugh. When you cry, I cry. When you scream, I scream. When you run, I run. When you smile, I smile. When you jump off a bridge, I'm going to miss you. So, now I've whipped you up into a height of comedic frenzy with Absolutely, I'm really gutted about that Olympic material. I'm going to be thinking about that. Oh, I'm going to have to go and rewrite that now. Nah, fuck it, I won't bother, I'll just drop it. Are you ready for your first act of the evening?
Yeah.
This young man's going to come up and tell you all about himself and what he does. Please make him very welcome, and don't forget the applause bit. The lovely Marco Chew.